Right. Stay tuned.
That's what I'm talking about!
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
You knew I was going to talk about this. I've made it no secret that I'm not a fan of the CW Arrowverse. I never really was, even back when it was considered good. I never really liked them. I've mentioned it a few times in a couple videos, and made my stance pretty clear. But with the recent news that Batwoman is cancelled along with DC's Legends of Tomorrow, I couldn't help myself and take this opportunity to dunk on the CW, because, well, it's funny to me. So if you thought I wasn't going to put some dirt in their eye...
I did wrong.
Now, I don't hate everything on the CW, just most of it. I like Superman and Lois, although I stopped watching season 2 because...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now, realistically, most people aren't surprised by this. In fact, most people thought they were going to cancel these shows sooner. Mainly Batwoman. Seriously, how did they make 3 seasons? So many people, myself included, were just waiting to finally get the news that more CW Arrowverse shows were getting cancelled. Because over the last few years, they have been ending these shows. I mean, Arrow ended with 8 seasons a few years ago, Supergirl ended after 6 seasons, Black Lightning ended after 4, and The Flash is about to have its final season. And now you can add Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow to the list of Arrowverse shows that are done. So slowly but surely, these shows have been coming to an end. So it really was just a matter of time. Many might not know this, but when season 3 of Batwoman hit HBO Max, the writing team behind the show made a tweet asking fans to support it and started streaming it, and to post on social media and get people talking about it, just so they can keep making the show.
No, I don't think I will.
So that right there was just a big old red flag saying that the show is coming to an end. And I mean, damn, it took long enough. I mean, as we all know, the ratings for these shows have been just dropping drastically every single year. And not really just for the DC shows, but for the whole network in general. So it's really no surprise that these low rating shows started to get cancelled. And hell, remember a couple months ago when it was announced that the CW network was for sale, with CBS and Warner Media wanting to pull out, or at least that it's more than likely that they're going to. I mean, with the fact that it hasn't been profitable since its conception, all the way back in 2006, I'm really surprised those corporations didn't pull out sooner. And with Warner Bros. In particular, they now have their own streaming service, and recently merged with Discovery. So that also might play a key role. I guess new management came in and started trimming the fat and get rid of the stuff that wasn't working. And on top of all that, the shows just aren't that good. They're basically bottom tier TV programming. So it was something that we knew was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. Now, some of you might say I'm being too harsh on these shows, and I'm being kind of a dick right now. And I accept that. So as of right now, there's a handful of DC shows still on CW. There's the final season of The Flash, Superman and Lois is still going strong, it's actually the highest rated CW show in years. Stargirl is still going on. There's also that new show Naomi that literally everyone forgot about. That one premiered not too long ago, so we'll see what happens with that. But let's talk about the future and what this can mean for DC shows going forward. So I believe these current DC shows are going to slowly come to an end, and we'll eventually get more DC series over on HBO Max, much like Peacemaker. Not sure whether or not they'll be connected to the DCEU per se, but with the success of Peacemaker, and with at least 2 spin-off series based off of Matt Reeves' The Batman movie already greenlit and confirmed to be happening, I'm more than confident that within the next year or two, that new DC shows are going to start popping up on HBO Max, similar to how MCU shows are popping up on Disney+. Now, I don't think they're going to be full-on reboots of the shows that are getting cancelled in CW. I think they're going to focus on different DC characters for a while. But regardless, I think it's a smart thing to do, because it's a way they can actually compete head-to-head with Marvel and Disney to offer an alternative to their MCU shows. Because, you know, Warner Bros. Owns a giant catalog of DC properties that they just don't use. But what's more important is that these new shows will probably be something that's much better produced. Like Peacemaker. It's a really well-made show. Great camera work, good effects, good music. It actually looks good. CW shows, on the other hand, aren't that great. And the big reason is because CW is owned by multiple corporations, like CBS and Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers might supply the properties to the characters they own to make the show, but they aren't actually involved in the production of it. Although there's rumors that they were somewhat involved in the making of Superman and Lois, which could explain why it's a much better made show than other things on the CW, but I haven't really found anything to confirm that. So by launching and focusing on the shows on their own streaming service, they could provide a bigger budget and much better production quality. I mean, if Peacemaker is anything to go by. So that's what I predict going forward. Hell, that's what people have been hoping for ever since HBO Max launched. Some actual quality DC shows. Now, what about the shows that are still on the CW like Superman and Lois, Stargirl, and Naomi? Well, I personally think that they should move Superman and Lois over to HBO Max. It's a pretty good show, and a bump in production would definitely benefit it. Bigger budget, less episodes, an overall better product. And as for Naomi and Stargirl, I don't watch them, so I couldn't tell you how good or bad they are. If they get canceled tomorrow, I really wouldn't care. Although Stargirl is apparently praised highly, so they could just move it over to HBO Max. I mean, it started as a DC Universe show, back when that was a thing. But yeah, that's what I think about the whole Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow situation. I guess I'm just here to more so just dance on the grave. I mean, to give you an idea of how entertaining this is to me, the previous video I uploaded was supposed to be the intro to this one, but it went on much longer than I expected because I was just having too much fun making it. And yes, I am an asshole.
Under this ravaged, drug-addled exterior lies the heart of a reactionary prick
so I thought I'd fit right in here.
Oh, I've seen people say that they feel bad for the writers, the actors, and directors who work on these shows, but don't worry, it's Hollywood, you only fail upwards, so I'm certain they're gonna be fine. Although the only thing I'm actually curious about is what you guys think, and especially if you're a fan of the Arrowverse. How do you feel about this news? Or a former fan, what do you think? My man Nerdy Before It Was Cool has watched these shows and he was a fan of the Arrowverse, so I'm curious what he has to say. But go ahead and leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about this news. What do you think they're gonna do with DC shows going forward, and what's gonna happen to the CW network. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, go and drop a like on it. Thanks for watching.
For the first time in my entire life, I feel good.
Good riddance.
How do I look, yellow man?
You look like you're about to tell your friend not to come to school tomorrow, man.